What's up, everyone? Adrian Morrison here, and I want to welcome you to the Profit Power Hour. You all should see the welcome screen right now. So you're going to see at the top highlighted in green. As always, we're doing a cash money prize giveaway, and we have some special links here, and I'll kind of go over these real quick while everybody is getting in the room. I'll be sharing my webcam momentarily. I'm just letting the room fill up right now because generally right when I start the webinar is when the platform kind of lags. So on the screen, as I say every single week, on the right-hand side we have my social media. So check me out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Snap, and our private Facebook group is at the bottom. On our left-hand side, we have our special Shopify recommended apps. And I really like to point out Shine On. Even though we're not talking about Shine On right now, it's second from the bottom, but a phenomenal app that is producing products from within the United States of America, shipping all over the world, and they ship fast. So if you are not at all interested in drop shipping from China right now, believe me, I get it. And that's why we also show resources like Shine On, which is a free app that allows you to customize jewelry, and jewelry is crushing it, as always. I mean, it's always a great evergreen niche. So everyone's piling in right now. We're just going to give it one more minute. I'm going to share my webcam. Also pointing out the bottom where it says beta app alerts. Make sure that you go to that link, go.profitph.com/beta. And in the next 4 to 5 weeks, we're going to be hitting everybody that's subscribed to that messenger list for beta app alerts and asking a couple of people if they would like to beta test 2 new Shopify apps that we are developing at a discount. So you will be able to really benefit if you're on that list. Whenever we do hit it and we release some stuff, you kind of get a sneak peek at what we're doing. So we got some really cool stuff coming out. So at this point, I want to go ahead and I want to see if I can get my webcam on. Give me just a second here. The room is filling up pretty fast as always. So let me just go ahead and get the webcam on. Let's see if it'll pop on real fast and not freeze up. Can everybody see me? Just say yes, and my team will confirm in the chat box if you could see me. Yes, yes, yes. I'm wearing a hat today, mostly because it's been a long day and I haven't really had time to get ready. I've just been super busy. Tuesdays are always extremely busy for me because of the webinars I'm doing and the Profit Power Hour, this webinar here, and just a lot going on. So apologize for the hat. It's not typical of me, but everybody can see me. Just say yes, 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 yes. Okay, so we've gone over the welcome screen, and I want to talk to you a little bit about what we are going to do tonight because it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting, and I'm kind of glad that this happened because I was hoping that it would not look like magic where I magically make money. So this is a good thing. It's interesting, and you're going to enjoy seeing the results tonight. I think it's going to be eye-opening for you. So real quick, we're just going to come over here to our notepad. Make sure that you go into the Profit Power Hour Facebook group and you tell everybody to come and join us. Fill up the remaining slots available on this webinar because I'm going to be showing everybody the good, the bad, and the ugly of the ad that we launched last week. And you're going to be able to see some of the results that we got live. So last week, what we did is we launched a Facebook ad, or attempted to launch a Facebook ad, and you'll see what I mean about that in just a little bit, of a product that we had done some research on. Now, typically, what I do with my own e-commerce stores is something called rapid testing. All right, now I've talked about this for years. Rapid testing is the practice of launching multiple products and multiple ads in a day, every couple of days, and then just running with the ones that hit the best. So it is not typical of me to spend a week doing research on one product and then launch that one product and pray to God that that product works. Because when you use that type of strategy, and we'll talk about this later, if it doesn't work, then you've wasted a lot of time. So I highly recommend that you go back and you watch some of my older replays in our members area. If you have seen any of my webinars or trainings on rapid testing, I don't know where they are. Support's not even going to know where they are. I've done so many trainings. Just go back through members areas and you'll likely run into them. It's a strategy whereby I show how to quickly fire off multiple products, find one that hits, and then just smash, right? So this is a bit different, but I wanted to do this step by step by step so everybody could see what kind of results we would get. And it's also not typical of me to use spy software to go in and try to find ads that are already working right now. So I paid hundreds of dollars for a spy software that would go and spy on e-commerce Facebook ads, show me strong products, and then from there I started doing some research. So this is what most people do, just not typically what I do. And I've essentially, over the last couple of weeks, recorded everything. And I have some interesting findings. So just make sure that you go to our Facebook group, which is at facebook.com/group/profitph. So you'll see it right here. We're at 17,400 members strong. And we've been building this community for quite some time. And make one post, don't make 1,000 posts. Just tell everybody to join us and take the remaining slots. We have 9,700 people registered for this webinar series and only 1,000 seats, right? So just make sure that you go in and you tell everybody to hop on so they know that there are slots available. Now, the next thing that I want to hit is a question that we got last week, okay? So we got a question last week, a lot from you all about last week's replay, okay? And some of you are confused on where to get your notes and where to get your, to get the funnel and the educational video, all that stuff. So last week we were bombarded by emails and support and in the Facebook group of people saying, where do I get my notes, Adrian? Where are they located? Where's the video located? Yada, yada, yada. I answered the question probably 50,000 times last week. And there's a big difference between where you can access the replay. There's two places, all right? So pay very close attention. If you're on this webinar right now, that means you are on my email list for the Profit Power Hour. That means that every single week, every day of the week, you get one email from me about the Profit Power Hour. If you do not see one email from me every single day about the Profit Power Hour, then you need to check your spam folder because my email is likely hitting your spam folder, okay? So you should be getting an email from me once a day, and I usually say what's coming up, what we're teaching next week, and I also link to the replay of the previous week's training. And when you get to that email and you click on that link, it will take you to this secret page right here. And this secret page has the replay on it, but it also has a button where you can download the notes. It has a button right here where when you download the notes, it'll give you the funnel map, it'll give you the video. It also has a link to our special Shopify partner free trial link, and my Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. And there's typically a countdown timer here, which is ended because now we're on, tonight, depending on where you are in the world, we're on this week's training. So tomorrow, the recording of this will go up on this page. And every single week, this page changes. Now, I don't want to talk about this too much, okay, for too long, because we got a lot to go through tonight. But it's imperative, it is imperative that you are on our Profit Power Hour email list if you're a Profit Power Hour member, because I do not put the link to all the notes and the special assets inside of your Access Adrian members area, which is a completely different area, right? So if we were to come over here into our Access Adrian members area, you'll notice that right now we are inside of an actual members area. We're not just on a website. Does that make sense? So to get to this members area here, you go to our Access Adrian website, you go down to Profit Power Hour, you click on that, you hit Access Now, and that's going to take you to webinar replays where we kind of just bundle everything up, right? And we put all of our training replays on here so you can see all the past couple of weeks as we've been doing this research. But you'll notice that there's no button to download the assets. Now, the reason that we do that is because I like to reward people there's a couple reasons. Number one is I reward people for opening up my emails, right? If you get on my email list for Profit Power Hour, it means you're a VIP member. The emails I send you are important, and we give away limited things to our actual VIP members, right? So if you are a VIP member of the Profit Power Hour, which you are if you're on this webinar, you're watching this live right now, then you get an email every single day with this page right here, which you can see is a secret page. It looks different, right? This is where your notes will be. This is where any special limited assets will be. It's my way of controlling, right, who sees this content and gets this free information. Does that make sense? Just say yes, 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 yes. Because what happens is when I give away videos and I give away assets and I give away campaigns and I say keep this private, people go share them everywhere, right? And they just share them across the whole entire internet, and that hurts, this community, right? Because we try to keep things private for us and special. And so this disappears after 7 days, right? So if you're not on the Profit Power Hour email list, make sure that you get on it. Now, once again, if you're on this webinar, you're on the list. So what you need to do is you need to go into your email, right? And you need to type in Adrian Morrison in your email and find all the emails that I've sent you, right? And just find them and make sure that you whitelist those emails or you mark them as not spam. Because I guarantee you 60% of you in here are getting my emails and just not seeing them, right? You're not seeing my emails and they're hitting your spam folder or your notifications or promotions folder in Gmail, whatever it is. Whitelist it as an actual email that you get in your inbox and not some random folder. Okay, that's all I want to say about that. So you'll be able to additionally register for the Profit Power Hour and make sure that you're on the list. The best way to make sure that you are on the appropriate email list, all right? The best way to make sure that you're on this list, and this is the last piece of the puzzle I'm gonna harp on, okay, is when you go into your into your Access Adrian members area, right? When you log in here and you see this board that says register for the Profit Power Hour live webinar, right? When you see this board, see the big green button that says click now? Does everybody see it? It's on the chalkboard. Click that button. And when you click that button, it's going to bring up a page like this right here. And it might bring up something that looks a little bit different. And you can secure your spot on the list, okay? So you would click the button that is on the page that comes up, and you would simply put in your information, your first name, last name, your best email address. And if you want SMS reminders about these webinars, then you would put your cell phone number in, okay? Which is not required, but it's optional and it's beneficial, right? So that will make sure that you're on the right list and you get our replays, the emails about our replays, and the emails about what's coming up next week. And that's going to ensure that you get an email every week to this special page right here that's on a secret URL with a button to download the notes, okay? So I've already talked for 15 minutes. We got a lot of work to do. I just want to make sure that you open my emails. When you see my name in your inbox, open the email because it's important, right? And especially if it's a Profit Power Hour email. This is going to be where the special limited time page is where I put your notes and stuff which expire, so they are not pushed all across the internet and shared for the whole world. These are for my Profit Power Hour community only, okay? Now, last week, what we did is we launched a Facebook ad, and I'm just gonna pull up our whiteboard real fast, and we're gonna look at some pretty interesting results, okay? We went over our domination formula. This is, essentially what we do is we do niche discovery. We use tools like Google Trends to figure out if a niche that we're going into is predictable and evergreen, and we get factual data, right? And we remove emotion from stuff. So this helps us find niches that can generate predictable sales for us and consistent. Then we go on our product hunt. Once we find a niche that we feel like is going to be a long-term niche, we start looking for problems in that niche that we can solve, right? We can find products to solve problems, and we can get those products from AliExpress, from Zendrop, T-Launch, Pillow Profits, Shine On, right? A problem would be, oh crap, Father's Day is coming up and I have to buy a Father's Day gift, or Mother's Day is coming up. That is a problem that you're helping people solve. They got to buy a gift, right? Then we go ad sniping. So we start looking at other people's ads. I've always looked at other people's ads, but I've never actually used spy softwares to spy on ads and stuff like that. I always kind of do my own research. We'll talk more about that later too. And then we have our ad creative, AIDA, attention, interest, desire, action. Then we launch our ads on a $5 to $10 a day budget. And number 6, which we haven't done yet, is the optimization umbrella, whereby we go over creative, upsells, and what we do with our email list. All right, so this is what we did. Our niche, new parents, our problem, potty training, our solution, the froggy potty, right? We created a fan page called New Parents Journey, so we could get more sales because we felt like, a niche page would do better. We know that our cost of goods from our supplier is $12.40 plus $2 shipping. So when we sell a froggy potty, we will essentially, our cost of goods is $14.40. Now, we're going to try to sell it for $31.40, which I immediately saw was not the right price point. So I backed it down, and you'll see that in a little bit, with shipping and handling of $4.95 to $6.95, giving us a roundabout profit per sale of $20 to $23 or so, depending. So knowing our numbers is important, but just because we know our numbers and just because we did these steps over here doesn't mean the product's going to hit. It doesn't mean that we're going to generate sales, right? Nothing in life is guaranteed. Everything is up in the air, and you don't know until you test. And the idea behind this was for me to test this, for me to take the risk from scratch and show you if it hits or it doesn't hit, if I lose money or I make money, right? And we ran into some problems last week, which we're going to go over. I'm glad we ran into these problems because people typically run into these problems when they're new, and they absolutely freak out. So I want to talk to you a little bit about the problems and then the types of results that we have so far. And this is the ad that we launched. So this particular ad right here is a video, and it's really a video slideshow, right? So this is a slideshow that shows people that it can attach to the wall. There's a cleaning device. You can gamify potty training. Again, I've never marketed in this niche before. I've never marketed this product before. We did it off the cuff. We shot from the hip, and I just did it based off of a little bit of research that I did, okay? So this is the video ad that we launched. And what we did is we created a Facebook fan page called New Parent Journey, all right? Because we believe that building niche fan pages is going to be the best way for anybody to really build a following, right? A following that you can tap into over and over and over again. So this is our fan page here. It's still pretty basic. There's not hardly any content on here. Again, I just shot from the hip on this. All right, we've got 3 likes on the page so far. And we posted our ad. This is our ad here. We've had 47 people reach, 26 engagements. Now, this is just a free post that's on our fan page. And when people click on this and go to our Shopify store, this is what they're going to see. Just a recap for everybody, okay? So this is what it's going to look like on the Shopify store, right? So when they click over here, we have our description. New parents going crazy over this. It's so cute and fun. Your kids cannot resist running to try it. So we put our specifications on here. Said this is a no-brainer. And essentially what we did is, we just put in a simple description that gets people interested, makes them desire the product. Is everybody with me on this? Just say yes, 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 yes. All right, cool. All right, now, originally we listed this at $31.40, right? So we listed this at 31 bucks and 40 cents. But I could tell out of the gate when I started seeing traffic come in and no add to carts that it was an odd price. So I took it down to $29.95, right? So that's what I brought the price down to, because it's a more just friendly price to the eye. People like the 95s and the 97s and the 99s. $31.40 is weird and random, but we took a recommendation. So we listed at $29.95. Okay, that's where what we listed the product at. Is everybody still with me on this? All right. Now that doesn't mean that that's the right price. Is everybody with me? That doesn't mean that that is the ultimate price point and that's what this should be selling at. That's just simply what we started the price at. Okay. Now, from this point, if we don't get sales, really what we have to do is start making optimizations, which means we're either going to bring our price point down, all right, or we're going to see if we can be more creative with our ads or our targeting. The number one thing that you can do when you see something is not really hitting is drop the price, okay? And then see if find that sweet spot where you can still make a profit, but also on top of that, you got enough profit for it to make sense for you to run. Now, if we go back and we look at our numbers over here, so we come back over here, we look at our numbers. Let me just pull the numbers up real quick. Our cost of goods out the door is $14.40. That's including shipping, right? What we would pay if we generate a sale. We listed at $31.40. I could tell out of the gate there was just real fast. I could tell that with traffic coming in and no add to carts, it was too expensive, right? And then we're charging shipping and handling of $4.95 to $6.95. So essentially our customers are paying $36+ for this product out the door. We're only paying $14.40. So we have more than a 2x markup there, right? We've got about $20 and some change in profit built into this, which is phenomenal because that means that we have room to come down. And we don't believe that this product is going to make us millions either, right? At least I don't. I feel like this product can break into a niche. It's a cool, fun, interesting product that parents can experiment with their kids to help potty train them. And I feel like it could break you into that parenting niche. This is a niche breaker. I did a webinar on niche breakers not long ago. Based off the research I did, everything looks pretty good. Now, as of tonight, I feel like the price is too high at 29, even at $29.95. And I feel like we're going to bring this down and we're going to see if we can get better results with this. Now, let's get to the next piece of the puzzle, okay? The next piece of the puzzle is we launched an ad last Tuesday, and it took the ad light years to get approved. And we launched it at a $50 per day budget. The ad did not actually become active and start running until yesterday. Now, that means that it took about 6 days for this ad to actually start running traffic, which I have not seen in a long time. I attribute that to the fact that this is a demo Facebook account, so it doesn't have a lot of history. And And obviously COVID-19 is happening. So if things require manual review, it takes longer to get manual review. One of the biggest struggling points for people launching Facebook ads out of the gate is just waiting for a Facebook ad to get approved. And if you look around Facebook and any groups or whatever, you'll notice that the last 2 months, people have said approvals have taken a long time. Now, in my seasoned account, which has done millions of dollars, I'm getting my ads approved in less than 24 hours, literally like in less than an hour usually. So once you've launched a lot of ads and you've got things, running and moving, and you're consistent, then approvals, getting your ads active is not a problem. But in an account like this, where the last ad I launched was like in 2019 in this demo account, remember, this is just a demo account here. Where I do like training and stuff like that. It gets more likely to get flagged. Or if you're brand new with no historical history of launching ads, then you get flagged. Now, what it means when you get flagged is that Facebook's bot or algorithm says, hey, this is an account that is not usually running ads, and all of a sudden they got this $50 a day budget. Let's look a little deeper into it. And that's where it gets into a queue, and a manual, like actual Facebook compliance person, I'm assuming, reviews it and is like, oh, this is cool, right? It happens all the time. You ask anybody that does Facebook ads, it happens all the time. But unfortunately for us, what happened is it got flagged. It went under manual review, apparently, I'm assuming. They didn't say that, but it was just pending. And then mid yesterday, it went live and it just blew through my budget and got like one add to cart. That's when I was like, oh, okay, our price is too high. So these are the results so far for today, and they don't look good at all. I mean, they're terrible results on our first ad that we've launched here. I did something I wouldn't typically do. Because we lost so much time, I bumped this to $100 a day budget, which is the worst thing that you could do out of the gate on an ad like this. But I was just in hopes that throughout today and tonight that I could blow some money real fast and just get some data. I didn't expect the profit from this. So we spent $61 and we have not generated a sale. And we've only had 14 people actually click and view. So the results are not very good. We've reached 3,000 people. You can see the reach so far today is 3,073 people. Obviously, with a big budget like this, Facebook is going to blow it really, really fast. And so that's not going to be, ideal. Launching a campaign, that's why we like to launch them on $5 to $10. So no sales. We are getting clicks. And if we look at some of this data here, I just want to show you some of the data, okay? We've actually now, since I refreshed, we have now had, it looks like 19 clicks. So people are clicking the ad, which is a good sign. But the clicks are kind of, not coming in the abundance I was hoping for. Probably because this ad is brand new. It hasn't learned anything yet. I should have had 6 days of data behind this, and I don't. Now, if we look deeper into this, we're running a video ad. So what I want to do is I want to look at some of the engagement from this, okay? We have about a 10-second ad or so, and I think it's a 12-second ad. And this is some important data that we're going to look at. Now, again, this is just off of one day because we lost so much time waiting for this ad to get approved. All right. So if we look here, we've had 596 people today watch at least 3 seconds of our video. Okay. So that's a cost of about 11 cents per video view. Not too terrible. Now, here's the important thing, all right? So it looks like less than about 40% or so of those people watched 10 seconds, which means out of the 596 people that watched the little froggy video demonstration that we did, we've had, about 40%, I'm not good at math, so it could be a little bit less, of those people come in and watch the full video. So that tells me that people are interested, right? For, close to 50% of the people to watch the majority of the video is actually really good, right? So those are the stats on that. 50% of the video, 153 people, 94 people have watched 75% of the video, 57 people watched the entire video, right? Pretty much. So these particular stats are called video engagement. And you want to be able to look at these and say, okay, 260 people actually stuck around and watched the first quarter of my video. And this will kind of give you an idea of if your video is good. Is the video ad that you're running a good video ad? Well, we had 3,000 people. Oh, no, wait, let's go back to the full 596 3-second video plays, right? 3 seconds out of a 12-second video, I believe it was. Let me just triple check on that. I want to know. I forget exactly how long that video is. Oh, I'm sorry, my numbers are wrong. It's a 30-second video. I don't know why I thought it was 12 seconds. All right, so it's a 30-second video. That makes a big difference. Okay. This video that we are running here is 30 seconds. So you can see it down here at the 30-second mark. It's exactly 30 seconds long. All right, so that means that out of the 600 people that watched it, 153, so 25% or so, watched half of the video. That's more in line with normal numbers, I would say. And then 44 people watched the entire 30 seconds. Now, still, that's not bad. Today, in this particular world that we live in, where people consume information so quickly and they're scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, right? For 50 people out of the gate on day one, out of a small group, right? To go in and watch the entire 30 seconds, that is not bad at all. You want to see people getting at least 50% of the way through your video. Could our video be better? Oh, I'm certain it could be better. And that's where optimizations come in. Now, this is the ad right here. All right, so this is the ad right here on Facebook. So you can see we launched it last week, and this is essentially what we said. New parents are freaking out over this quick fix for potty training toddlers. It makes it fun and easy for everyone. Get yours now at a big discount today. Link to our Gear Grabber store. Finally solve potty training. Click here to save big. Now here are some other factors that we look at with our ad. All right, so in one day, really, essentially one day, we have gotten 4 likes, 2 comments, and 3 shares. Not significant. That's, we've spent 50, 60 bucks, no sale yet. We've had 1 or 2 add to carts, which is, not amazing. But here's what I really like to see. So you can see here that this girl, Amy Gilbert here, looks like, I just mentioned this last week, it looks like she tagged a family member, because you can see Amy Gilbert has tagged Kimberly Gilbert and says, do you think Kai would use this? So what's happened is we now have other people beginning to market our ad for us organically, right? I paid for my ad to be seen. Somehow Amy ended up seeing it, right? But she obviously has a family member that has a kid or a toddler and thought that this was cool and tagged her family member and said, do you think Kai could use this? And so that was only, not, well, I haven't refreshed this, so it may be from yesterday, maybe not, I don't know, I haven't refreshed the page, but because I don't want to lose the ad, but it's probably been a little over a day at this point. So that said, we are getting some people to start commenting. You got comments, you got likes, you got shares coming in. So some of the factors that we look at are people watching the video? Yes, they are. We don't have enough data yet to really see. We want a couple of thousand people to see this video, ideally. We see some likes coming in, right? And notice that it's likes, loves, and wows. It's not any bad or sad faces. You want to look out in the engagement and make sure that you don't see negativity coming in out of the gate. If you see negative stuff coming in out of the gate, that means there could be potential problems in the future. We do see comments and shares, which is good, but also more importantly, and the main thing that I look at that I like to see is people starting to comment and tagging friends and tagging family members and recommending the product to us. That means the product is getting interest, but is the price point right? These are the steps that you take when you're trying to sell something. So out of the gate, I don't love the results. I mean, we spent 60 bucks to sell a $30 item. That's double what the item costs. And the only reason that I'm okay with that is because today I tried to blow 100 bucks real fast before this webinar to be able to have some data to show you. I would never do that. I would never do that on my own ads, because I know good and well that when you start an ad, it needs to be on a low budget so Facebook can start to see who is clicking, who is adding to cart, who is commenting, who is engaging. And that way, Facebook can start to slowly optimize your ad to be seen by more people. When you just drop an ad with $100 a day budget on there, Facebook goes and they show it to everybody, as many people as possible, because they're trying to spend that $100 right for you. They're going to spend 100 bucks. It's going to happen. And so you're going to get an influx of probably, undesirable traffic, because Facebook's quickly just trying to see who's clicking and who to show the ad to, right? So we usually try to slow burn that over the week or the first couple of days to start. So I expected to spend money and not generate a sale, but I wanted data, so I bought it. I look at this as I bought data. I purchased some information quickly from Facebook. Ideally, I'd have 6 days of data to show you at this point, but I don't. Now, if you were to ask me, Adrian, based off of your Facebook ad results and what you've seen in the last 24 hours or so, are you expecting sales on this campaign? I would tell you probably not. I'm not expecting to get a sale anytime today on this. It'd be great if I did, but $60 spent, even though I've launched it, in the last 24 hours, it actually started getting a significant bit of traffic and impressions to it. I'm not liking it. I'm not liking the fact that I don't see a lot of add to carts, because the next thing that we look for after the comments, the likes, and the engagement is add to carts. If you spend a little bit of money and you ain't got any add to carts yet, then that tells you the most important thing of all, and that is your price point is probably too high. Price is probably too high. If people are clicking, they're interested, but they may not buy because they feel that the price point is too expensive. So at $29.95, we still don't have any sales. So what I would do to really just see if we are going to be able to make this thing pop off some sales is I would come over here to our Shopify store. Let's find this product. And what I would recommend doing is dropping the price. You can always find your way back up. You can always find your way back up. So over here on our Shopify store here, all right, there's our description and everything. Here are our different variants that we have. We have it set at $29.95. I think that price is too high based off the fact that I spent 60 bucks and I don't even see an add to cart today, though we did have 1 or 2 add to carts yesterday. What I would do is I would change these prices to 19 bucks. So you could do that just simply by dropping it to $19.95, right? So that's one thing you could do. The next thing that we could do over here is we can try to add a little bit of urgency in that there's a discount on this, right? So that being said, let me just quickly save this real fast. What we want to do is I am going to go and grab my template here. Let me see if I can grab a template. And we're just going to edit this just a little bit. And we are going to put a compare pricing on here. So 1 second. I have a special way that I like to do the compared pricing. So I got to go back to another product so I can get the exact thing that we use. See if I can find it. Now, what I mean by compare pricing is this. I mean that we're going to tell people what we did have it listed for, and then we are going to, tell them what the actual discount is. So it'd be similar to this right here, where this particular product we have that was $39.99, but now it's free because it's a free plus shipping product. So essentially, what I want to do is I want to grab this, and I'm going to pop back over here. All right, it's going to make me use the HTML. I don't typically do this myself, I'm going to be honest. Typically, I have my team do this. So all I have to do is come over here, just click this little button since I have the HTML code. I don't enjoy doing this, but it is what it is. I'm going to come back over here, and I'm going to hit this little show HTML, and notice how it changes everything to an HTML here. All right, put that there, and we'll just say was $31.40. Now we are selling it for, let's see, $19.95. That's right, yeah, $19.95. Let's see if we can just get some sales. Let's see if we can prove the product is actually going to even get sales, right? So not a bad idea. So we could change this to green right here, and then obviously we would change this our limited time discount. We'll remove just pay shipping and handling. We could also offer free shipping with this. We have enough profit built in to do that, but I like to just see if we can, we want to make as much money as we can. If we're selling it at $19.95, right, we're still going to be getting $4.95 for shipping and handling. So we're still looking at 25 bucks. So we've got a $10 profit built in there, right? And I want to make this a little bit darker. There we go, that's better. Now I'm just going to hit save real fast. All right. So we've gone down to $19.95. Let's refresh our page and let's see what it looks like at $19.95. Okay. So when we refresh that page, you'll notice up here, it says the price is $19.95. We've got a $31.40 discount, which is what we were selling it at. Now we've got it discounted to $19.95. And maybe, that person that commented, their family member will come over here and they'll buy it, especially now since they see it's on a discount. So again, very basic sales page, no fancy theme, no fancy animated stuff on here. Like, this is basic as it gets. And it would be pretty awesome if I got something this basic, like, right, to be profitable. But I wanted to start with the basics. This is where most people are going to start. And then from here, you can see that we make little optimizations. So tonight, what did we do? We analyzed the results, which is only 24, actually like 35 hours worth of results. We see that I've lost money, okay, which sucks. I don't enjoy losing money, but I look at it as I purchased data. So I just put $100 on there real fast once we got the ad active and said, yo, let's just blast through $100. Let's get some data because I got a webinar and I got to be showing people some data. All right. And we saw that there were comments, likes, shares, people recommending the product to family members or friends on the actual ad, which y'all saw over here, right? But what really bothered me is that when we looked at Facebook ads and we looked at the ad campaign, even though it's only been running for a day, even though we know we blasted probably some unqualified traffic to it because we put a high budget, we know that we're targeting our audience right. We know that we're getting some interest because we're getting people watch the entire video or 50% of the video. We're getting the likes, the comments, the shares. We're getting some activity and engagement, but not a lot of add to carts. So the first thing, like I said earlier, that I notice once an ad has spent a little bit of money is if I don't see some website add to carts right here, I ain't seeing on my Shopify store add to carts, then that means that either people A, think the product is too expensive, or B, they think the product is cool but not cool enough to buy. So what do you do when that happens? Well, what you do is you lower the price first and you try to figure out what is that price point that we need to get this at to get those people that are interested to feel like the juice is worth the squeeze and to make the purchase, right? So there could be optimizations that we do to the sales page. There could be optimizations that we do to the sales video where we actually order this product, send it to a Fiverr expert and have them film a demonstrative video where they, you know, take a water gun or something and shoot it at the little thing that spins like a target and stuff that's a bit more interactive, right? What we did is we just launched a basic ad on a basic Shopify store, on a basic theme, and you know, we did it based off of some research that we did. Now, a lot of people won't come on live video or even a recording and show you that they launched something that did not work, right? Because everybody wants to look like they just know everything in the world. I chose a niche I've honestly never marketed in, right? Potty training, no, never marketed in that. A product that I randomly saw through some ad research, and I did the research, right? So we know that there is a market there, but is this the product that the market is looking for to solve their problem? That's still yet to be determined. But I want you to see the process. This is a real business. Can you launch a product in less than 24 hours and get sales? Heck yeah, you can. You certainly can. It's 100. I've done it many, many, many times. But is every product that you launch going to just take off and make a bunch of money? No, it's not, right? Just like this. So I want you to see that I'm human, that these are mistakes that any and all you know, marketers are making, and we have not actually even, you know, done everything to this ad that we could do to give it the potential to be more successful. We launched one group of targeting. Typically what I would do is I would launch multiple ad sets with multiple target groups. And I also would launch multiple, products. I'd be launching like 4 to 5, or at least 3 to 5 products every couple of days on small budgets, seeing which ones get add to cart, seeing which ones get sales, all on small $5 to $10 a day budgets. So I still, if you think about it, I spent $60 today. I could have launched 4 or 5 different products at a $5 a day budget and spent less money. You see what I'm saying? So I have 5 times the odds of seeing success because I'm testing different products. Maybe they're all in the baby niche, right? Maybe it's the potty trainer for boys, maybe one for girls, maybe it's some, you know, baby toys. I don't know. Like I'm not very well versed in this particular niche, but there's nothing to be embarrassed about, right? It's just, it's a business, right? You do research, you launch and you test ads. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. And ideally, you know, the outcome will be income, right? But you have to sometimes fail your way to success. The key is doing it slowly and in a calculated way so that you don't spend a lot of money. Again, I do not recommend tossing $100 a day budget on an ad like I did and, you know, praying and hoping and wishing that that's going to work. And like I said yesterday, I want, right? I want to lose the money for you on a campaign, testing it before you try it, right? If it's not working, then let me lose the money and figure that out, because this is an example here on the Profit Power Hour, right? This is, I told you, I have no idea if this is going to work or not. Now, I could go get a product that I know is crushing, that I've done and tested myself, and I could launch that ad and I could replicate those sales and be like, see guys, it's so, you know, whatever. I've done that many a times, a zillion times over. But what's really cool is going and doing the research, testing weird things you never thought that you would sell, and doing what we did just now. Now, there's a couple of other things that we can do. All right, so if we come over here and we click in this campaign, all right, we're just going to pull just this campaign up here for the Froggy Potty. All right, so you'll notice that it says this campaign is still in the learning phase. Now, what the learning phase means is that Facebook is not yet really optimizing for it. Like I said, it's brand new, right? After 6 days, we should be out of the learning phase. Ideally, we would have scaled up and Facebook would kind of start dialing in. There's a couple of steps we'll take after this. We'll probably launch a couple more variations of this, but it's still learning. So we can't really make a decision just yet. We've lowered our price point. That's optimization number one to $19.95. Our profit isn't as sexy anymore, but what we want to do at this point is just prove that the product works, right? Prove it to ourselves. Now, some of the other things that we could do is come over here to this breakdown, okay? So there's a little menu here that says breakdown, and you can click on this and you can break it down by time frame, delivery, action, and don't worry about that last one. So if we were to break this down by delivery, right, we could now start looking at what age group are we hitting, what gender, what country, region, platform, all sorts of things, time of day. So check this out. If I say age group, what this is going to do is, so far, just off today's results, because remember, we don't have a lot of results, it's going to show me how many people that we reached in specific age groups. So 18 to 24-year-olds, only 127 people saw this ad. That makes a sense. You're going to have far less 18 to 24-year-olds with a 3 to 4-year-old toddler, right? Now, notice that the big winners of who has toddlers is 25 to 44 years old. So 25 to 34, we had 1,700 impressions. We spent $28 and we got 4 clicks. Okay, so 4 of those people clicked so far out of those impressions, right? Now the 35 to 44, we had 1,000, right? Spent $24 and got 2 clicks. So you'll notice that those results are, you know, they're almost the same between the demographic if you look at how many people were reached and how many clicks you got. But what's interesting about this is that these people right here, the 35 to 44-year-olds, cost a little bit more money to reach. 45 to 54 and 55 to 64. So what does this tell us? This tells us that maybe, right, if we were to launch an ad and cut the 45 to 64-year-olds and the 18 to 24-year-olds and only focus on the 25 to 44-year-olds, right, we would have cut $7, $8, $9, about $9 of ad spend. About $9 of ad spend we would have cut. But here's something else really interesting. Out of the 143 45 to 54-year-olds, we had 4 content views. Look, these aren't big results, right? But it's still intriguing to me because this is a fraction of that number, right? Of these numbers of over 1,000. And people, there's 4 clicks. So this tells me that 45 to 54-year-olds, we're probably hitting potentially, I don't want to offend anybody, but it's possible, all right, in that 50 plus range, right? We might be hitting some grandmas and some grandpas that just are new grandparents, and they're buying stuff or they're looking at buying stuff for their grandchildren or their kids, right? Not saying if you're 50 that you're a grandparent, okay? Look, I'm 35, so I'm not too far from it. All right, I'm still in, and I've just entered this range here. All right, it won't be long before I'm here, but you have to think like a marketer and think like that. So you're not, I guess, yeah, you're likely to have some 45-year-olds that got a 3-year-old, right? But if you do any amount of research, you see that most people have kids in that range right there, and then toward this range up here is where you start having people with grandkids. So this is an intriguing thing to see, which would really make me want to continue advertising to the 45 to 54-year-olds, because I got 4 clicks for 300 and I'm sorry, I'm so used to bigger numbers. $3.76. Up here, you got 4 clicks for $28. You see the difference? You see why I might want to continue, but maybe we hit these at a different angle. All right, then we can come over here and we can break this down by gender. This is also interesting because we're targeting both men and women, male and female. All right, so most of our traffic has gone to women. All right, we've seen a couple hundred men see this ad, and of those men, we got 1 click, right? So in uncategorized, 23. So we know that this is going to be a dominated, right, with female targeting. So that's also something that we could take a look at. We also could be looking at region. All right, so region is going to tell us, this is the cool stuff to look at. And this is why I wanted to buy some data real fast. We can see exactly what states we're clicking. California got us a click. Washington, District of Columbia, Iowa, Kansas, Maryland, let's see, Michigan, Montana, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, Pennsylvania, 4 in Texas. These are numbers that you want to watch. 4 people in Texas. So majority of our clickers came from Texas. Again, we're looking at, like, this is not enough data to be making any decisions, but I planned on showing you this stuff with 6 days of data, which didn't happen that way. But what you'll notice though is in the future, as you're making optimizations, you will find certain states, right, certain regions that will be more profitable for you, in which case you can direct some more of your traffic there, right? Additionally, from region, we could come over here, we could do platform and device. All right, this is going to show us traffic from Androids, from iPads, from iPhones. Now notice that majority of our clicks came from an Android smartphone and a iPhone. iPhone gave us the most clicks, 9. So actually no desktop traffic, no iPad traffic clicked. Oh wait, we have 1 desktop. What does that tell us? All right, information. All right, it tells us that mobile traffic obviously is dominating, even though we're spending traffic elsewhere. Android smartphones and iPhone click are people that are clicking. We want to make sure our sales page is optimized and our ad is more optimized for mobile, which is pretty common at this point in the world. Right now, placement. Okay, another one that we like to look at here. Placement is where in Facebook's database were your ads served, right? So in Facebook stories, not very many. The news feed on desktop, not very many, but did it get us a click? It got us 1 click. And then the news feed mobile app. So 15 of our clicks came from Facebook's mobile app, which means, again, we want to make sure that our ad looks really good on mobile phones and not just desktop devices. Because right now we're looking at this, we're currently looking at our ad over here on a desktop computer, and we're saying, okay, well, this ad looks really nice on a desktop computer, right? It looks good. But what does it look like on a mobile device, right? We want to pay very close attention to that. And then we'll notice none of these other areas that we've spent money on, the Facebook mobile web news feed, instant articles, in-stream videos, marketplace, not much traffic from there, desktop, $3. We could still trim some fat, right? So maybe what we do is we launch an ad to 25 to 34-year-olds on mobile phones only, right? And we trim some of the fat, optimize for where we can see out of the gate, we're getting the most attention. But again, we've only spent $60. Like, this is not enough money to really make any move. So I'm gonna wait before I do anything. I just wanna show you how my brain works and how I look at, how I analyze some of this data. So this is all done in breakdown by delivery. So we look at placement, we look at region, we look at age and gender. And this kind of gives us an idea of, okay, we lower the price point, but are there any segments of our demographic that we could focus on, spend more money on, where we are more likely to get clicks, we're more likely to get sales? Is everybody with me on this? Just say yes if you're with me on this. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. So again, undesirable results. It really sucks. There's nothing that's popped off just yet. Not even add to cart today. I would have expected some add to carts. Again, another reason I said, yo, before you go spend money on this, let me test it, because we are just, out of the gate, we're just testing, right? So if I come over here and I look at total sessions, today we have had 83 sessions on the store. There's 4 live visitors right now. Maybe a sale will come in tonight, especially since we've dropped the price point down to $19.95. If I were you and you've launched your ads and you're not getting sales, and you're promoting a similar product, I might drop the price point down to $19.95. And remember that you can find this product cheaper on AliExpress in some cases, right? And you can afford to drop it down even cheaper, right? ZenDrop, they're using a premium vendor that's going to ship faster, that's going to be a higher quality vendor that might charge a little bit more in this particular case. In most cases, it's actually cheaper, but in this case, not so much. So we could go even lower, right? But we want to work our way down to that sweet spot. So I wish I came to you this week with sales, but I'm actually pleased that I ran into problems, because I want you to see that it's normal. Not everything's a big win. Ads take a while to get approved sometimes, and it's really not that big of a deal. It's just not, it's like nothing to freak out over. It's just the nature of the game. That's it. I'm someone who's done multiple millions on a single e-commerce store in sales, and still get sales to this day, right? It's not like I just shut down and I don't do e-commerce, right? I still run my e-commerce store. My e-commerce store still gets sales. I have multiple stores, right? And I launched this and I ran into these problems in a fresh demo account. So, we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll just lose a couple $100 and this whole product will be a dud. And if it is, so what? Whatever, right? I mean, on to the next one. We'll look at more products and more niches. This is something I've never done anything in remotely, anything near this specific product or niche. But I think it's fun. I think it's cool. I think it's cool for you to see that I'm not afraid to fail, and you shouldn't be either, because all it takes is one big win and you're freaking just on top of the world with one win. You could fail 20 times and have one win that changes your life. And that's what happened to me. I had one big win with the LED dog collars, and it changed my life. Got me into e-commerce, and then moved on to all of these other products that we sell. And I found the niches that I excel in too. So here's what we're gonna do next week is we're gonna let this ad run for a couple more days. I'm gonna probably launch a couple of different ads or variations of targeting, which I hope to do tonight, but I wanted to go over all the problems with you and hopefully we get sales. If I don't have sales by next week, I'm probably just going to kill it, because you should never ever get emotionally attached to a product. If you're not seeing sales and you've lowered the price and you've got a good ad and you're getting engagement but no sales, then you might need to kill it and just move on to the next one, right? Cut your losses. It's like being in a bad relationship, I guess you could say. It's like, you know, you're just there because you feel like you've invested so much time, but you know it's bad for you, but you continue on even though you know that there's going to be more pain and suffering, when you know if you just cut ties, you know, put in the work to find something else, it could be way better, right? And I think with products, people get emotionally attached. So you're going to see real quick, I'm going to kill this bad boy fast if it's not making any money. But I'll spend a couple $100 to see what the results will be, right? I would never expect you to spend a couple $100, maybe, you know, $50, $60, something like that. But I'll commit. All right. So that said, next week we will look at the results. We'll make some other optimizations, and then we will end off by trying some optimization umbrella pieces, like adding an upsell or a cross sell or something like that. So again, if this is your first Profit Power Hour webinar, I hope that you enjoyed it. I wish that I could show you some sales, but I'm glad that you got to see that there weren't any sales and some of the problems that occurred. I look forward to next week's webinar. Just make sure that you're here. Make sure that you go to your email account and you look for Adrian Morrison. Type in my name, Adrian Morrison. And if you see an email from me pop up and it's in your spam folder, click that email and mark it not spam, okay? You will get my emails. You'll get to the secret replay page where I give you the notes and the videos and all that stuff that I give away on my special replay page that I don't put in the members area, because I reward my students for opening my emails. I reward my students for getting on my webinars while they're live. And I also want to protect my students from having a file that we're all going to use, right, being distributed across the entire world a zillion times, right? So it's in all of our best interests. That said, I will see you all next week. I hope that you enjoyed the webinar. I hope this was an insightful webinar for you. And I love you guys and gals. I hope that you're being safe. I hope that you're healthy. And I hope that you're focusing on positivity. And next week, I will be here for you, and we'll show you the results, and we'll do more epic training. I got a lot of really cool stuff in store this year, some sick stuff I cannot wait to show you. So get on next week right here at the Profit Power Hour at 9 p.m. EST. And remember, your boy Adrian has always got your back, always going to be there for you, always going to motivate you and believe in you and try to help you achieve your goals in the online marketing space as an entrepreneur. That's what I'm here for. That's what motivates me and gets me going. So can't wait to see you next week. Hope you all have a great night. I will go on Facebook to one of the comments. You can see I've looked at my watch a couple of times because I have other meetings and stuff still that I have to get to. So what I'll do is I'll just comment on a random person's post in the Facebook group that posted at the beginning, and I'll give away some cash money. All right, so love you guys. Hope you all have a great night. See you next week. And until then, crush it.